UN housing expert warns the Irish government that foreign investors are making homes unaffordable here. Good morning. It's Sunday, 16 August 2026. I'm Neil, and here's your morning brief. First, here at home. A UN housing expert has told the Irish government that foreign investment is driving up home prices and making properties unaffordable for Irish citizens. Current figures show 17,482 people in emergency accommodation across the country. For Ireland, this matters because foreign investor activity directly shapes home affordability and deepens the accommodation crisis affecting nearly 17,500 people right now. The Department of Education has launched a review on back-to-school costs after the Minister raised concerns with schools over mandatory device purchases. Parents report feeling forced to buy expensive technology they cannot afford. The government faces mounting pressure over unwinding excise supports on fuel, with critics describing the move as political madness. A key decision on fuel costs looms that could affect household energy bills for Irish families. Across the Irish Sea, British households face a renewed cost of living squeeze as energy bills are forecast to surge significantly. Inflation is expected to rise further amid geopolitical pressures affecting energy markets. Reform UK proposes major changes to the welfare system, including a replacement for the disability payment system, PIP, if the party comes to power. The proposals signal a potential shift in UK social policy direction. And further afield, Russia launched missile strikes on Kyiv, sparking fires and causing injuries as the conflict continues to escalate. The ongoing war affects European security, energy markets, and geopolitical stability. Israeli military strikes on southern Lebanon killed 11 people in response to attacks on soldiers. The escalation is intensifying regional conflict and raising broader Middle East stability concerns. Belgium is battling a record-breaking wildfire with EU assistance, forcing village evacuations and deploying aircraft to combat the blaze. The fire represents an escalating climate crisis affecting Ireland's closest EU neighbour. Housing, school costs and fuel supports. That's this morning. That's the morning brief. I'm Neil. Back tomorrow. Take it steady. Romania has shut its only nuclear power plant, which supplies 20% of the country's electricity, because extreme heat has lowered the Danube River to unsafe levels for cooling the reactor. The shutdown is not expected to end within 10 days. This signals broader EU-wide energy vulnerabilities during climate extremes that could disrupt supply chains and raise power prices across Europe, including here. US investigators have found that a broken fan blade from the engine caused the window damage on a Ryanair flight from Greece to Germany last month, the incident in which a passenger's head was partially sucked out. It raises serious safety concerns about aircraft maintenance protocols. Energy costs, trade friction, and aircraft safety. That's this morning. That's the morning brief. I'm Neil. Back tomorrow. Take it steady. For Ireland, this matters because disruptions to Middle Eastern oil exports drive up global energy prices, increasing costs for Irish consumers, businesses, and the transport sector that relies on fuel imports. Every time a critical choke point closes, Irish families feel it at the pump and in their heating bills. Ukraine has attacked Russian grain export terminals in the Black Sea, further disrupting global grain supplies already strained by the ongoing conflict. Both Russian and Ukrainian grain exports are falling as port and shipping facilities come under fire. The world's bread baskets are being squeezed. The knock-on effect for Irish households is real. The country relies heavily on grain imports for its agriculture and food production sectors, and supply disruptions and price spikes directly affect what Irish families pay for food and what Irish farmers can compete with internationally. The European Central Bank is moving toward approving Italy's Unicredit's acquisition of Germany's Commerzbank, a major consolidation in the Eurozone's banking sector, and a significant shift in how European finance is being restructured. It signals a changing landscape for financial power and regulation across the EU. For Ireland, this matters because as an EU member with significant banking sector exposure, changes to Eurozone banking structures affect Irish financial stability, deposit protection, and the availability of credit for Irish businesses and consumers. US inflation data for July shows modest increases, but broader economic concerns remain unresolved. The world's largest economy continues to show mixed signals on its growth trajectory, leaving uncertainty about what comes next. Closer to home, this matters because the US is a major trading partner and home to many Irish multinational employers. Weakness in the American economy could reduce demand for Irish exports and impact job security in key sectors like pharmaceuticals and technology. A lot moving this morning. Geopolitical tensions abroad, disruptions to energy and food supply chains, and at home, fundamental questions about Ireland's role in a changing world, alongside serious gaps in mental health and healthcare provision. And that's the morning brief for today. Whatever the day brings, take it steady. I'm Neil. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Until then, look after yourself. And there's more positive news on the shipping front. Major carriers Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd are resuming more sailings through the Suez Canal, indicating that security risks in that critical waterway have reduced. This is good news for global trade flows, as it means lower shipping costs and faster delivery times for goods moving between Asia and Europe. Why does this matter on this side of the Irish Sea? Because lower shipping costs mean Irish imports from Asia arrive faster and cheaper, benefiting consumers and businesses across the economy, while also making Irish exports more competitive on distant markets. A lot moving this morning. Tensions abroad on energy and supply chains, a state working group at home tackling insurance and flood risk, and farmers waiting to hear how EU budget talks will shape their future. And that's the morning brief for today. Whatever the day brings, take it steady. I'm Neil. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Until then, look after yourself.